Guys, it's Holly again. I am finally back. Turn some of this air down. I am back with another review. This is the Ready Set Gorgeous Fresh Complexion Oil-Free Foundation from Covergirl. Mine is in the shade 105 Classic Ivory. This was the lightest shade that I found at my Walmart, and that's where I got this, and it was $6.94. And of course you get a fluid ounce, which is pretty standard. I kind of appreciate this simple packaging, just the squeezy bottle, just nice, simple, nothing too much so that I don't know what they think they're doing with packaging. Anyway, all right, so let's go ahead and get to this. This looks a little bit dark for me, not horrendously dark. Oh, and coming out, it's not too bad. I mean, it's still, whoa! I lost it. Oh, now I'll never get it. Aha. I got it. Okay. So, yeah, so not horrendously dark, but, you know, again, I'm still on the search for a foundation that matches me exactly. It is elusive, but I'll continue to search for it. Anyway, all right, here we go. So, I have a sponge. I was going to try my sponge first. But I just feel like if I try to pick it up with the sponge, that it's just going to soak it up. So I'm just going to actually dab it on. It's very thin. Let me actually use this mirror. Yeah, it's not runny, like it doesn't run, but it does still feel pretty thin. Alright, so yeah, it's darker than I would want, and oranger. Alright, so are we getting any coverage at all? Good question. I feel like I don't see any coverage at all. And after that Wet n Wild one that I really liked. Not the best for oily skin. I mean, I was pretty oily by the time I did a little check-in on myself, and you know, and that was after, oh, I would say probably about 3 or 4 hours I started to get oily. I'm gonna do one more layer just so we can see. This is a first impression. I haven't tried this or even opened this at all. I bought this probably about, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks ago? So I've had it for a while. I haven't even opened the bottle to look at the product at all. And I certainly haven't swatched it or anything. Alright. So usually my under eyes are the big test, and as you can see, I am getting some coverage. But I mean, you can still see my skin through it, so if that's something you want or like, then as of right now, it's looking okay. It's evening out my skin a little bit, and again, it did give me a little bit of coverage here. Let's try the other side with the brush. That was 2 layers though, and I feel like that's not a lot of coverage for 2 layers. And again, I'll show you how it kind of comes out, but it's a little bit creamy, but it looks creamy on your hand, you know, like when it comes out, but it's actually really thin. All right. It's spreading really nice. This came out, man, a couple of years ago. Yeah, a couple of years ago. Where does time go? Just gonna smooth it out a little bit with the sponge. I do tend to like to do that, just smooth everything out with the sponge at the end. Alright, so that was one layer with the brush, and I don't know, it's so hard to tell. It's so deceiving in this lighting. Like, this side almost always looks, my under eyes almost always look darker. Even though, like, if you look head on, they look pretty much the same. So, alright, so let me try one more layer with the brush and we'll just see. It doesn't seem like you're getting better coverage either way. It looks like about the same. I don't really care for this color. I would prefer it to be a little bit lighter. This would probably work for me in the summertime. And in a minute I'm going to go ahead and pop my little mirror out and see if I can get an up-close look. I'll try and give you guys an up-close look as well. Alright, so I remembered my wipes this time. So that's good news. Alright, let's take a look, an up-close look. Clean my mirror off so that I have a very clean mirror to see stuff in. Alright. Oh, it actually looks really nice on the skin. Whoops. Seems like it's a little bit patchy right there, though. Looks really nice on the skin, like you can't see, like, well, it's clinging to a little dry patch I have right there. Just a little bit, not bad. I think I like the sponge side better. It seems to be blended a little bit better on the sponge side, so it's looking better on this side. But I do think that the sponge did soak up the product a little bit more. I'm trying to get, there we go. Let's see if we can shade some of that. There we are. There we go. So, I mean, it's not like so dark that, you know, there's going to be a big obvious difference, real obvious. I just kind of get to be like a perfectionist when it comes to makeup shades. I just want my makeup to match my neck. And it's like they just can't make one like that. So, it's a little bit tacky. Of course, I set everything that I have with the powder just because I like the way that looks. So I would certainly do that. At this point, I'm not in love at all. Just another foundation. Meh, no big deal. Doesn't look bad. I'm not wowed at all. It's just like, just another foundation. Now that Wet n Wild one I was pretty wowed by because it looked so beautiful, but this one, nothing to write home about. So, of course, the shade range, you know, they didn't have a light enough one for me. And I don't remember how dark it went, but if it's anything like the other CoverGirl foundations, doesn't go that deep either. So I would say your light to medium skin tones are going to benefit the most from this. Let me see if there are any claims. It says one simple step for a flawless natural look. So there you go, that lasts all day. The formula blends easily to even skin tone and reduces shine all day. So it looks like this is trying to say it's an all-day wearing foundation. And kind of the way it's clinging in certain patches, it's pretty even. There were certain patches, a few patches that looked a little bit patchy, but by the way it's kind of clinging on, I can kind of feel a little bit of that long-lasting makeup feel, which means there's probably an ingredient in here that's gonna make it be long-lasting. It says one simple step. I don't know what that is supposed to mean, because they also sell powder, and I think they even sell concealer that's Ready Set Gorgeous. So I don't know what they are trying to imply by that. I don't know. It does have a pretty natural look. It's not covering up every single flaw that I have and everything single spot and, you know, of pigmentation that I have. So it does look pretty natural. It does give you more of an even skin tone, and it is covering my under eye circles a little bit. So, you know, not amazingly, because it's really hard to cover those things up. But it's not terrible. Is it worth $6.94? Maybe, probably, you know. I wouldn't pay any more for it, and I certainly wouldn't go out of my way to pick it up. This is probably going to go back to the store. I'm going to wear it, of course, the rest of the day. I enjoy watching first impression videos, because I feel like you kind of get, like, someone's initial reaction is usually a pretty accurate one. Now, and I will absolutely admit that using this foundation several times before you form an opinion, I don't have any problem with that. That's probably a good idea as well. But for me, ordinarily, like, if it doesn't look good and I'm not, like, wowed by it at first, I'm not gonna care to keep it. So this is probably gonna go back to the store. And here's a little bit of a bonus for you guys. The dirty little secret about beauty channels is you don't need them at all. Unless you're just watching them to be entertained. Because most likely, no matter what makeup you buy, if you buy it from a decent store, you can always return it. Even if you've used it a couple of times, and I've done that before, because most stores have good return policies. Like, within a 30-day period of time, you can still return it if you don't like it or are unsatisfied with it. So yeah, I really wish that brands would just put out little sample packets. That way they wouldn't have to waste the product, because I don't think they resell them once you return them, especially if they've been opened and used. But I wish they would sell sample packets so we could all just try it out. But anyway, that's a little tip for you. All right. Yeah, it's just a little too orangey for my liking. Not the worst foundation I've ever tried, but I wouldn't go out of my way to pick it up and to keep it. So I guess that's that. And here's a little bit of a closer look for you guys. Like, you can still see through it, you know, which I personally like, because I don't like to look too fake. But yeah, that's it. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. If you liking really helps me out. It helps get my videos out so people can watch them and stuff. So I would appreciate it if you'd share and like these videos. Let's see, what do I have next? I don't have any other CoverGirl foundations at this point. I'm gonna pick one up probably tomorrow, so I'll come back with more of them. Just might be a few days. So thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.